Muted.
Good now, revolutionaries, and welcome to the Rise Up Morning Show. Not Talk to a. We are here to share helpful Web3 news, commentary, and answers to your crypto questions. My name is Evan. I'm joined by my colleagues, Alex and Will. If you're just seeing us for the first time, pardon?
I'm here to show my bag. So that's
Listen. If you're here for the first time, it's because your algorithm thought that you could use some helpful news. You might be crypto curious. You might be skeptical or concerned. And I understand the concern because, guys, today from the Pupo division, the Ponzi's until proven otherwise division of Rise Up Media, I have a little file that was brought to us by our friend Gamer Legend. I'm not going to say any names, but this is one of our colleagues on TikTok who is speaking to their audience about a token that Gamer Legend wanted to know, does this look promising? And what I want you to imagine here, Will, you haven't had the opportunity yet to hang out with me and Alex at a conference together. I cannot wait until we get to do this, because what I want to invite you to do is to imagine that this is not a TikTok video, but that instead, Alex, we are at a side event, maybe hosted by Cardano. And this guy, right. And this guy walks up and this is the pitch.
Where is this happening? I got nothing.
Okay. So what, Alex?
I had nothing. Was that just supposed to be silence?
No, you got the whole thing. You got nothing? You
Got
can't
nothing.
hear this? Test check.
William.
Somebody give me a comment. You've got it. I've got it all in my stream here. You can hear me? You can't hear that? What about
I can hear that.
Did you not see my physical reaction to the sounds of that video?
Yeah. Oh boy. Maybe Alex is
What the
like
heck?
getting the grace of God tuning him out or something like that.
Oh God, it's so bad.
My guardian angel just intercepted that from my ears, I guess.
Yeah, a little
Do you
demon.
remember how Ethereum launched and how this is a platform layer? Well, and layer ones do stuff, and this is a thing that does stuff. So its stuff is good, and give me your money because this stuff is good. Because like Ethereum is, and this is I TikTok and
Will's
crypto-
impression is on.
That's
Okay.
it. Video.
Thank you.
So
Thank you,
that's the
Will.
video.
So
And then when you go to the
it's
website,
like on
Alex,
par with crypto.com's TikToks.
that's exactly. It looks like it was a crypto.com TikTok, which is, to be fair, this is a well-produced like TikTok by a crypto creator. It looks like the kind of thing you would expect.
No. This is still leaps and bounds better than crypto.com's TikTok page.
Oh,
Yeah.
yikes.
Because there wasn't the sound of coins dinging in the background.
Yeah,
my
exactly.
God.
Don't put it on that level, Alex, but do put it on the level of when you go to the website, it promises that they are partnering with vendors to make their token accepted for payments. They are going to revolutionize DeFi and make finance accessible to other people. And a couple of other things that many people are actually doing, but all you can do right now is buy their token, and their actual network is launching in a couple of days. They're up 500%.
Hey guys, if you think it's really cool to lose all of your money, then put it into this coin because it. Now just imagine coin sounds. Ding, 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 ding in the
Oh,
background.
I need coin
It's
sounds.
a good time because you know how Ethereum is good? Well, this coin is a coin.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And if the conversation would have gone like this, that guy would have come up to us at the conference and I would have been like, "Hey brother, thanks for telling us, man." And Alex would have been like, "Okay, you know what?" He would have become way more interested in his beer, and he would have said, I don't know, Alex, what would you have said?
I would have just said no. I would have given him an Alex no.
Would have asked him if he was able to describe that to me using any different words than the ones he just used.
All I could think about when and this is no shade to our friend Gamer Legend. I'm outing you in the chat because I love that you trust us enough to ask us your questions. I just wish that it was easier for folks when they hear from somebody who's a talking head on a screen to know that this is it's
just stupid.
If you want to up your acumen in the crypto space,
soundboard.
thank you. You want to hang out with people who've been here for a while and don't know everything, but can help put you in touch with a better story, better information. You're absolutely in the right place. This is what we do on the Rise Up Morning Show. And if you've got questions, we've got answers. So leave them in the chat. If you're on YouTube, we're watching it. If you're on LinkedIn, we're trying to keep our eyes on the comments there too. We're here Monday through Thursday to share helpful news, commentary, and answers to your questions. What you got, Alex?
No, I mean, bear with me on LinkedIn. We've never broadcast to LinkedIn before, and I personally can't figure out where it's sending this broadcast right now. So I'm working on that. According to StreamYard, it's going somewhere. Where?
OnlyFans.
Nope.
Oh no! This is how Will is upping the value of our premium membership. He's streaming us to OnlyFans. Surprise!
Oh,
Yeah,
baby.
today we are
It's just
announcing
a camera that's just
the premium plus
looking at my
OnlyFans.
toes. It's just
That's like one of those pumped out fun live streams, man. So wild. Well,
no, so, hold on.
Go ahead.
Before
Save me
we
from
devolve
myself.
into pure degeneracy. To wrap up your cold open, I have actually had a moment where someone pitched me something. So some guy pitched me and Evan a terrible idea at one conference, and I asked him to his face if he was aware that he was just building a sweatshop and asking us to invest in it, and that seemed like news to him. That was one. Mac and I, when we were at Consensus, we got pitched something that was way had the kid had the best intentions, and he really it seemed okay, I think, to someone who's never spent any time here. So we pretty much just encouraged him to put a pin in that and enjoy the conference and then do some reading, because it was just
hey buddy, don't say any of these words to anybody ever again, and just try to have a good time.
No, that was exactly what it was. Me and Mac were both just, because he was so new, dude. He was like, I just found crypto like a couple months ago, and I saw that this conference was in town, and I'm really excited, and I have this idea for a project I want to do. And we're like, oh, sick, cool, dude. What are you thinking? And it was just imagine the MLMs that, that one girl from your high school class on Facebook reaches out to you after 12 years of radio silence. Like, it was that, but in crypto form. And genuinely, I mean, like, the look on his face, it looked like I strangled his puppy. When I was like, listen, here's what you've essentially described, and here are 19 million other things doing the exact same thing that you just described. You might just spend a little time, think about it. Like, founding a project, not the easiest thing in the world. I'm so glad you're here, but like, maybe put a pin in that one.
Yeah.
But it was just like a move to earn game thing. That was the idea, but there was like this weird like referral bonus thing, and I was just like, dude, it's just a pyramid scheme. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Ponzi's until proven otherwise. Pupos.
And of course, big difference between Ponzi and
he was
pyramid.
really excited about crypto, and crypto's a lot of Ponzi schemes, so maybe he's a big Ponzi scheme guy.
You know what? Yeah, maybe he was right on brand.
Maybe he was. And if I would go so far as to say this is a venture style investment. So most of these, even the promising companies, start out as pupos. But that's what you're looking for, is a little proof in the pudding, a concept that has product market fit. These are businesses at the end of the day, So me and my team would play a drinking game when anyone pitched a mobile game. Sorry.
Quick shout out.
Some of them are businesses.
Yeah, some of them are businesses. Go ahead.
That is the Katie Bettner.
Wow, what's going on, Katie? How are you? Welcome to our show.
Cheers. Good to see you. I can only imagine that you guys have received some incredible game pitches. And while I have you here, here's mine.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Also, I want to highlight Tori's comment for you, Will. When Will is faceless, because she's watching on YouTube,
yeah,
it's more clear he would be an amazing cartoon. And
oh my God,
I second that notion.
Can you imagine?
Will
Thanks,
says,
guys.
So
I mean, I'm pretty talented, so I get it. I would be great at it.
Yeah, you would be. You would be killer at it.
Oh, thanks,
Okay.
guys.
So where do you want to take us, guys? What are we going to talk about today?
I want to at least mention Unlock.
I knew you did.
Because I have fallen into the rabbit hole, and I want to say it's just exciting to be back in the rabbit hole for a project that actually gooses my gander, because I haven't really done that in a while.
Come for him.
Sorry.
Will just showed up today to cause chaos. That's what he's doing here. He's in his dining room.
Maybe even his parents' dining room. Will is the guy who could afford his own dining room, but he's in his parents' dining room. What are you doing? Is it Thanksgiving or something, bro?
I am in my mother's study.
Naturally.
This is my mom's bookcase. I have a very different bookcase. It's not as good. It needs to be replaced, but waiting to close a business deal to buy the one I want because it's $3,000.
Yeah. If you're gonna have nice Pokemon cards and other nerdabilia on your shelf, you got to have a nice shelf. So I get you, man. So you want to tell us about Unlock Protocol,
yes.
And also by way of Nita's question, maybe you could explain where you get your wild idioms like "Gander's my goose," or one of my favorites is "It makes me want to walk out into traffic," or "Kiss the business end of a shotgun." Not that I ever hope you do that, but I always make.
I just believe, as I know Evan agrees, that the English language and just language in general is such a beautiful thing. And you can really do a lot to get points across by just being over the top and dramatic. And so whenever I create an idiom, I try to just be as dramatic as possible and as vivid as possible.
To that degree, I would like to give everybody a gem account on TikTok, which is Southern Grandpa. It's like sayings from a Southern grandpa. And it's this dude who dresses up as a Southern grandpa. And it's just prime Southern, ridiculous, colorful English language.
Like Dadgum and Bless His Soul and stuff like that.
Already.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's so much more than that. It's so much more than that. Just type in Southern grandpa sayings, and you're gonna see this younger dude dressing up as like a grandpa, and it's so good.
Immediate follow. Yeah, that's what Katie says. Okay,
Southern grandpa is how I describe my wife's fashion style as well. Often
that's how I describe my wife.
And just my wife. It's a blend of kindergarten art teacher and I usually say Midwest grandpa.
Oh my God. Alex, I'm going to buzz you for Christina.
For my girlfriend, I call her my Southie queen. If you guys are unfamiliar with Boston, Southie is like the most Boston. And there's a Southie outfit. She wears it too much. And I go, oh, hey, how you doing that, kid? You fucking queen of queens. And she's like, stop it.
A South fit.
Yeah. The only thing you're missing is your Celtics hat, kid.
Katie says, Alex, are you a bi-wife guy? And I'm not entirely sure what that means.
I am not entirely sure what that means either.
Alex sleeping on the couch tonight. Oh man, let me tell you what. And if we keep going, we might all be.
Actually, though, for the last, I mean, I'm back in the room now. But for a couple nights, I had to excuse myself because we have this puppy, and puppies this little have to stay at 85 degrees. So my room is just a sauna, and I literally can't exist in there. It's better now. We've changed out the heater for a heat lamp, and that's made a massive difference. But oh my God, it was awful.
And when he says little, he means little. Let's tease people and say, we need to screen share this. Stick around for later in the show. And I don't know, like what do the creators say? If we get this stream to 20,000 likes, guys, we'll show you the puppy. But honestly, it actually is really worth it. It's one of the cutest little tiny things I've ever seen.
Get 30,000 people to send me a direct payment through PayPal.
Only feet, baby. Okay, all right.
He's 7 days old.
Take us back to crypto, Alex. You have a really great gem, like gem of an account, gem of a crypto in terms of a protocol that actually does something. And I'm excited to hear more about it. We're talking about Unlock Protocol. Give us the scoop.
Yes. So I'm going to pull up just the old Twitter here real quick.
Okay. The old Twitter here.
The old Twitter.
The old dick twist.
And while you do that, let me make a quick commercial to tell you that we are going to be live later tonight. The theme of this week is talking about decentralized identity and the crypto technology that makes it work that understanding will help you to weed through some of the stuff you see here on TikTok to determine, is this worth more of my time or attention? Yesterday, we talked with Matthew Harrowing of Instruxy. Great conversation about bringing real world assets on chain in an accessible, verifiable way. And then tonight on Rise Up After Dark, we are hosting Evan McMullen of Bravado ID, formerly of Disco and Consensus, who is just a gem and also a great user of the English language, who makes complex topics very clear and is going to talk with us about how your decentralized identity can be truly yours in the metaverse and increasingly offline as well. So be sure to come around for that. We're going to do your altcoin research picks tonight too. And if you have picks that you want us to research on that stream, drop them in the Discord. The Discord is discord.gg/riseup. It's totally free to join. Only thing missing is you. Take it, Will.
This protocol is interesting. I just Googled it also. Alex, I won't steal your thunder, but I looked it up and I was like,
Please.
huh.
Yeah.
And I'm convinced I know it from somewhere because they're following me. And I suspect, Alex, it's because when we were talking about tokenizing the company, the media company,
Yes.
they were one of the things that I looked into,
Yes.
but I'm not sure. I was kind of waiting for you to give me the pitch to verify because I just can't remember. We see so
Well,
much stuff, you know?
Strap in and hold on to your butts because it's pretty sweet. So I definitely recommend taking a minute. Sometimes when you first impression something, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here's their homepage. Let's share this one instead.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. And you see this, like, this is such a classic crypto homepage thing, right? You have this block, and test number one is the block written with words that belong in a sentence together? Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Do I have any idea what this thing is doing just from this? I mean, I do. Like, you could not write that any simpler.
No.
Which is
even
awesome.
even for somebody who is not a crypto person.
My one issue with this is we understand it.
Okay.
But if you don't know what a smart contract is, you don't know what an NFT is, you got nothing here.
But does putting it with memberships and subscriptions help you say, I'm at least a little interested to learn? Or do you think it's still too crypto native, Will?
I think you lose everybody who is not crypto native the moment you say smart contracts.
Got it. Okay, I'm going to make a video about smart contracts then.
I don't disagree with anything you just said, Will. My counter would be that I don't think that this project's target audience, like on this page,
no, they're on-chain natives for sure.
Yeah. The target is me. I am the target. I have a community with a membership, and I would rather it be run on chain. I would rather it be run with a smart contract. I would rather people buy an NFT through a smart contract like this than subscribe to Patreon or something like that. I would rather that be the case. So I'm the target, and immediately I'm interested and hooked. This is the feeling, Will, like when we showed Axelar to Michael on the After Dark episode, and he was like, oh, wait a second. I kind of need this service. I'm going to send this to the team. Yeah. So that is such, I cannot overstate how cool and important that is in crypto when someone has a project and they have a target and they get in front of their target customer, and that customer's like, yeah, I get it. Yes, I would like to learn more. This is a viable option. Like, yeah, so few things in crypto have achieved that out of the hundreds of thousands of millions of tokens that have launched. Like, so few have achieved that. So anyway, immediately I'm interested.
Rare air.
Mm-hmm. And I start poking around, and so there's a couple things. The token, Evan, I thought this was a cool little tidbit. The token UP is a unlock protocol token. Okay. They have kind of an interesting setup. One thing that I liked was that they're full frontal about a couple things that might come up as a red flag when you like sniff this thing, for example. And actually, we had a great conversation in Discord where you're welcome.
It's they give you this full frontal, and when you really sniff it, man, it just.
I'm sorry, I said that a little bit too casually.
Enthusiastically.
If you haven't heard me describe the first looks to a token, yes, we get the full frontal picture and then we sniff it, and that's how we start. Amps Fargo's hoy vey.
The show that makes you say,
Tell me why.
you know.
But no, for real. Listen, if you're not sniffing your tokens, you're doing yourself a disservice. Okay, so get in the habit of sniffing everything, and it's easier to sniff when they lay it all out there for you. So, for example, there is a thing that Token Sniffer will flag as a red flag when you're looking at a project, which is proxy contract present. Ownership renounced is another one. And here's the thing. Depending on how you do or employ those two factors, it could absolutely be the biggest deal breaker. And or it could be totally normal and actually make me feel better about the project. And it completely depends on like how it's done. So we had a great conversation in Discord where someone sniffed the token, saw those red flags, brought them up and asked, well, I'm a little bit concerned now because I see blah, 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 blah. I encourage you to take some projects that are like known, that are classic. Katie says we have a proxy, which USDC uses a proxy. Polygon uses a proxy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Avalanche uses proxies, but don't quote me on that because I'm not positive. Katie, maybe you can help me with that one.
The TLDR is it's a thing.
Yeah,
substantial evidence for using proxies is fine.
Proxy contracts in shady meme coins can be used to obfuscate changes to a code to hide it from someone who's trying to do due diligence. That is true. However, it's also true that for security reasons, high risk protocols like USDC that are probably targeted very heavily by malicious actors on the internet can use them to protect themselves and to make it easier for them to push updates without having to worry about them being intercepted, lost, whatever. I encourage you to kind of look up all of the different ways. And this is a great use of ChatGPT, by the way, like explain proxy contracts in cryptocurrency, give me the pros and the cons, and then examples of both. That's a great baby prompt right there to get a good overview of it. Anyway.
And Alex, can I just interject to say,
Absolutely.
One of the most common questions I get about stuff like this is that context is key. People say this about proxy contracts, that they're good or bad. About listing, someone just asked, is being listed a good thing? Is being delisted a good thing? Is market cap? Market cap is what I'm seeing a lot lately because I did those videos about XRP. People say market cap is a trash metric. Almost everything in crypto requires context for you to make a decision about whether or not it's good or bad. And you can lose money in crypto by investing in a token that has a proxy contract or a mint function open or whatever. But it can also be used for a good purpose. So you need to get good at kind of sifting through those things.
100%. Yeah, I always say the inability to recognize nuance is an epidemic, and that is a great example of that in reality.
And we're sharing needles, man.
So, I mean, you've got just a couple. It's not very complicated. It doesn't take you long to kind of go through and top to bottom this thing, and then start to get to the point where you're reading the developer resources and documentation and looking at this from a founder perspective. So, like, I went and spun up a little one last night. I don't think I did it right, so I'm going to look at it again today. So that's my feedback so far. If I get a chance to talk to them, and I did slide yesterday, so we'll see if they hit me up, because they immediately followed me back. The second I follow them, they like I don't know, 6 or 7 hours later or something. So I messaged them because this would be my one thing is like, okay, listen, I get it. I want to make one, but I'm a little bit confused going through like the interface to actually set up something. There's a couple terms that like I'm not familiar with, and there's no like little info bubble thing. And there's a couple spots where like if you don't do this step right, you can't proceed to the next one, but there's like no indication of what you did wrong. On the step, like it looks like you completed the page, but it won't let you click to the next page. So I think it just needs a little bit of tweaking and updating there on like the front end for the creator side, because not everyone clearly this is not meant just for developers. Clearly this is meant for creators. And that's who they want to attract here. Anyone who would start a Patreon should want to use this. That was cool.
That was super cool.
Hey, Ace, thank you so much.
Can you take us further into it, Alex, and tell us more about like, okay, so smart contracts built for memberships, but I'm ready to see if you've done more diving. I see they got a little like featurette over here.
Before we dive into it, can we set a more simple base understanding of what the pros are for the content creator, and what the pros are for the consumer?
Great
Everyone
question.
here goes like, well, why should I care about this before we dive into it further?
Do you want to take it, Will? That's a great question.
Well, I mean, this is Alex's show. I think Alex knows it better than me.
Yeah, I have the quick answer to that one is a great question. The quick answer is on the creator side. Why is this better? The margins. The margins are exponentially better if you're using a smart contract interface directly with your community. You don't have that middle layer stealing 10, 20, 30% of your membership revenue as their maintenance fee for doing this. Discord is one of the lowest. They take 10%. But I have seen on different ones. I mean, Patreon, I don't know what, genuinely, I don't know what OnlyFans cut of creator revenue is, but
it's, I think 20%.
20. Yeah. So
80,
I mean,
20.
20, 10, 20, 30, like these are all numbers I've seen, and that's so much. So that's a huge one. Like, hey, I really want to set a membership at $3. I just want to do something local. I can't do that on a different, it's no longer worth it for me. TikTok takes a big cut of membership revenue, that kind of stuff. So that's on the creator side. On the consumer side, first of all, it's just nice to know that, like, hey, if I wanted to pay a membership to a creator that I love, I want it to go to them. I'm not trying to pay 18 other people and make some CEO's bonus at the end of the year. So that is really the big thing, is here is this direct connection element that Web3 gives you, where communities can directly interface with the host, the creator, whoever the focal, gatherer is of that community. That's awesome. And then, of course, there's reward incentives for community members themselves because of the way that you can set up these memberships. They can earn more than just a receipt sent to their email saying, hey, thanks so much for subscribing. It's like, no, you're marked with a token. You can do things with these different tokens. You can earn, Evan, this is the cool part. We always say, and here's my big disclaimer. If you're looking at this token, it's a small market cap. Like, please be careful. It's risky. Also, this is a governance token, and I actually suspect that it's being used kind of
for governance,
which makes me also just, as the look that Will just gave, will tell you everything you need to know. When a token is properly used for governance, it often means it might not be the world's greatest investment, because one of the key points to a governance token being used effectively is that people who should be governing the protocol have the opportunity to acquire it for free by doing the thing that benefits the protocol. So here, you can, of course, buy the token. I bought a little bit to just become a holder, and because I wanted to do the thing that I do where I buy a few bucks of something and I mark myself as like a whole token on a certain date, it goes into my on-chain resume. I care very much about maintaining that. So
which honestly, side note, is a great way to just incentivize yourself to come back, to pay attention, to build your on-chain 100%. Resume. What if they're going to do an airdrop later? Like, you don't have to spend a lot of money. You can spend $2 on it. You can use a new wallet that you've never used before, send it a little ETH or whatever, and just, swap for it. Great habit.
100%. Yeah. I care very much about marking myself like that on chain. And yeah, I mean, but for the record, I put in an amount that if it goes to zero, I'm like, okay, you know what? Cool. I'm going to keep these tokens because this was a cool little thing, and it marks a thing, and I'll go back through wallet histories and whatever. It's on Base, so the gas was cheap. That was great. But I just did the swap directly in Coinbase wallet. It was so easy. Shout out, not sponsored, but it should be.
Alex, do you have any idea what happened to the token over the past week or so? Or not the token necessarily, but the platform? Because if anyone wants to go on CoinGecko and you pull up this on the chart, if you go to lifetime, I mean, basically it shoots up to a high and then slams, and then it's flat for all the way since April of 2021. But in the past week, it has shot up from $14 to $66.
Wrong token. Wrong token.
Wait, what? Wrong token?
Yeah, you're
What's
looking
the
at
ticker?
It's just UP. It's number 1461. It has a $14.7 million market cap. It's only been alive since like November 11th. Yeah.
Interesting. I'm not seeing it on CoinGecko.
I'm looking at it on CoinGecko right now.
Wait a second, because I thought it was the same one that Will
No.
thought. Okay. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's this one right here.
Can you guys? It's just UP.
Oh. Hang on. Let me show
Yep.
you, Will.
If you just search on CoinGecko unlock protocol,
Hello, Brother. Unlock protocol. That's my
And-
brother.
Hey, bro.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's going
Oh,
on?
yeah. We got the family here now.
I heard Will
Is
messed
that-
up the token.
is that William? Is that William and William?
Yes, this is also William.
Hello,
This
I'm
is
William.
also William.
Hi, William.
How'd you-
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you guys. Anyway.
Thanks for hanging out.
Keeping straight on these tokens here, right? So, you're sure call, if you need me to come in and fact check them, I'm here.
You
yeah.
got it.
New segment right there.
Yeah, slow.
Oh no!
Every time he appears on screen, though, he's got to be eating a banana. Like that's the
Yeah.
rule.
Yeah, now. henceforth.
William,
Sorry, guys,
that,
we're getting the whole
No,
thing.
you're good. You're
in
good.
answer to Mike's question, yes, that was the $6 million banana that he unstuck from the
And this
wall.
is also William.
Oh my gosh! And there's William, the originator.
Can we get all the Williams?
Hey, happy Thanksgiving to you guys.
Thank
Happy
you so much,
much.
Mr. Watson. Happy
Wait,
Thanksgiving to you too.
Williams.
Best of luck with all this stuff you guys got going on.
Much appreciated.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Dad.
So if you're watching on YouTube or LinkedIn, we are getting really a warm invitation into Will's home. So
Like,
thank you
I
very
like
much.
Leslie's comment. Hi, Wills.
We just met so many Williams.
Yeah. I told him to come to Maine.
Okay, we're getting on a plane.
The vibe that I got.
From the original Will.
Will, I think you're going to be Bill now. Your brother can be Will, and your
Well, no,
father
my
is.
dad is Bill.
Your dad is obviously William. He was wearing like a sweater. He looked like he's.
I don't know, man. I feel like there's a
so put
circle.
together.
He could be a Bill. He had
I
that
mean-
kind of energy, that warm
William
energy.
is Chris because that makes sense, and I will accept Willie. I will accept Willie because my mom calls me Willie. Hi, Willie.
Tell me why.
I've made 17 pies for you. No, Mom, it's okay, Willie.
Someone says, "Bring back the dog."
You want more dog? Oh, funny, Nicolette. That's my brother's girlfriend. She's in the other room.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, we want more dog.
You want more dog? Oh, let me close this door.
Before any more Williams get in there.
And to answer E. Armstrong's question, yes, the ticker is up. UP.
Up.
Hang on. Let me flip this around and give it back to our TikTok audience with
where
apologies to
were we?
everyone on YouTube.
Yeah, sorry for the we just tangented.
This is a family. This is a family show. You know.
It's a family show, and we just met all the wait. There's probably more Williams.
Yeah, there are 2 more Williams.
Well, you know, there's at least 4.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, this is the token I'm talking about. Currently sitting at just under 6 cents, down 5% on the day. Recently exploded from it recently launched. It was birthed on the 11th of November. Basically stayed flat at about a penny until just a couple days ago, and it did a 7x. And currently sitting at a
super small market cap. I like this.
very small. Yeah. That's why it's exciting to me, because I'm like, you know what, it is a governance token. Like, do I think that this thing is going to do billions? You know, no, but like, could it do more than this? For sure.
Yeah, could
so
it get to $100 million market cap? Yeah.
Yeah, that's not that hard.
interestingly too, shout out to this, there's a smaller creator that I had never seen before, but one of the videos, actually that's a lie, the only video that I saw about this popped up. I saw the name of it, and I saw here's this. Okay, the creator's name is Preston. His account here on TikTok is DeFi by Preston, all like one word as it sounds. And he did a video using CoinGecko to show the categories feature, where he pulled up this thing, and I was immediately like, "Oh, dude, you're speaking my language. I like what you're stepping in." Didn't take anything from the video except the name of the token and his methodology of finding it. I thought, the reasoning made sense. This deserves, like, I'm going to look at it. And basically his point was, so I don't want to take credit for this because this was his video. And since then he's made several. He's kind of like going all in on this token, and he's building his own, little membership thing on it.
Nice.
Seems like he's trying to use the protocol, all that sort of stuff. That's cool. Circulating supply is low though, absolutely, and that's one of the things I definitely want to touch on.
25% of it has been released.
But that kind of makes
Yeah.
sense as a governance token because you
It
don't
does.
want somebody to be able to come in and just buy your whole company.
Yes,
The other
you,
thing
yeah,
too,
you,
yes, totally agree.
no, it's got to be low. The DAO controls a ton of it, and I'll get into that in just a second when how they disperse the token is pretty cool. But if you are exclusively looking at this as an investment, you 100% want to be aware of the fact circulating supply is low. A central entity in this DAO governance body controls that contract, controls a large chunk of the token, and disperses it to people who use it. So if you are a subscribing member, the more the longer you subscribe and the more stuff you subscribe to, the more of this you earn to vote on stuff. And then as a creator hosting a membership community, whatever. And Evan, the other thing you can do here beyond memberships is certifications, on-chain certifications.
Oh.
They have so I want to set up
I'm excited about that, man.
No, it's really exciting. It looks really cool, and I want to do one for the next class that we do in the Discord. I want to do an on-chain certification. Everyone who comes to the class gets an on-chain certificate through Unlock. Free, a free claim for being there in the class to say hey, I did this. This is now part of my on-chain resume. And anyway, so the more you do all of that stuff, you can earn up, which then lets you have a bigger voting say in DAO and governance matters, which is exactly how a governance token should work. People who use the protocol and care about it and add value to it should be given the tokens that they can vote and have a say in how things progress. I don't want someone just to be able to come in and, buy 100 grand of it and immediately get a huge seat at the table when they didn't even look at what the project is. So essentially, that's kind of where I'm at right now. You can go into the docs. The light paper is quite well written. I found it easy to follow, which is nice. They didn't go super technical. But if you go on their website to right here under developers, documentations, it will take you just to their documentation dashboard, whole bunch of stuff. And actually, I liked that they started off with a glossary and then a page just about.
Yeah, I've been going through their white paper. It's nice. It's very easy to go through.
It's well written. There's a section for people who are new to Web3 that kind of describes Ethereum architecture. So this thing was built on Ethereum and then bridged to include Optimism, Arbitrum, Base, a couple others. So it goes through some basic definitions and stuff. Using the Blockchain Explorer, the fact that they have a section just for how to use Etherscan tickles me in the right place. And then what is Unlock? You've got all these different pieces of it. This is a good little spot.
I'm trying to find the Unlock schedule, and I can't find it. Do you know it?
Hang on. Where is the token stuff? I had it.
This is a real-time test of how easy is your website to navigate, and the time begins now.
Okay, so here is the token information with screenshots from Etherscan.
Wow.
Where did you look so far? Were you just checking crypto rank or
the white paper? I was going through the white paper, and then I put it into Google, and Google's AI was like, hey, there's a cliff and no tokens were released at first, and then there's a cliff and some are released, and then that was it. But I couldn't find the document it was pulling that from.
Okay.
I'd maybe want to know about Unlock DAO or Unlock Protocol token. It's 10 options, 12 options down on your little scanner table of contents at the left. Maybe down.
Mm-hmm.
Down.
Token.
Even a little more. Yeah. Didn't we? Isn't that Jason Derulo? Baby, are you down? Is that?
Sounds like it could be. Jason, are you there?
Okay, Jason Derulo, if you're in the audience today, we need down, but it's DAON. Down. It's the DAO theme song.
That might be kind of toppy, but I'll take it.
Super copy.
We've had so many obvious top signals this run, and we're still going. So maybe we're getting immune.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Evan, I saw that they're launched on Gnosis, and actually, I think the CEO of Gnosis is going to be speaking at Emergence. So I'm kind of excited.
Isn't that Martin Koppelman?
Okay, maybe it's not the CEO. It's a woman. her name is
I mean, not that I'm less excited. I love women in Web3.
Maybe she was maybe it was the CMO.
Okay.
It does really sound like this is marketing focused, the conference, which is very exciting because we are right at home. Well, I'm not seeing the unlock schedule, which that would be another thing I would bring up to them, is like, I feel like that needs to be much more prominently featured. But there was a token distribution. Oh, here we go. Okay. It's probably all of the information is probably on this page.
The distribution's solid. I didn't see it there, but I scanned quickly. But let me know if you find it.
Will the supply change over time? Max supply is fixed at 1 billion. Over time, collects a protocol fee on financial transactions. Use protocol is a component of a buyback and burn mechanism, which may reduce the supply. Okay.
Oh, and check this out. They got a protocol token and a DAO token. Love it when people have more than one token.
Yeah, so you earn that token UDT for doing stuff, and then you can direct swap it through the protocol to claim up. Is the structure.
So Google was able to pull up some with AI override that said that there's a cliff after a month, and then there's a linear release over 11 months. So since 25% of the supply is out right now, that means that over the next 12 months from when the token released, which was when?
2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. So over the next 12 months, you will have 75% increase of supply.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So interesting.
You definitely want to be aware of that. And for the record too, one of the things that caught my eye, because this is the same way that Base talked about it, is that they very clearly in plain English spell out that they do not believe that every protocol and contract needs to be immutable. That if you hard code something and you make an oversight, or the community points out an error, or the community expresses a desire to take it in a different place and it's well reasoned and passes a DAO vote, that you should be able to update protocols. But the transparency is important, so you got to publish all that stuff. So I thought that was cool, because Base wrote their stuff in the exact same way, that like, hey, do we like decentralization? Yes. Are we decentralized? No, not even a little bit. What's our plan to get there, and what are we doing about it? I just thought that's a helpful way to talk about it, because nothing like this is decentralized. And anyone who's like looking you in the eye and telling you, yeah, we're totally decentralized, is lying to you. So someone who's like, nope, we're not, and here's why, and here's what the plan is, and here's how it can improve, way more bullish on that kind of open communication than anything else.
Yeah, totally.
Last thing that I'll say, just because we can open it. I've been doing a terrible job of reading the chat, so I haven't.
No, it's okay. I'm here.
Questions.
And if we missed your question, then please do post it again. We won't feel like you're spamming, especially if you're new or you need us to slow down a little bit. We can go back to basics on some of this stuff.
So on the investment side, this is currently, according to CoinGecko, and I haven't fact checked this beyond that yet, but it's on my short list. This is the only protocol built on Base or using Base that Coinbase Ventures is backing. On CoinGecko, you can sort by category, and you can pick right here. If you go on CoinGecko, let me share this one. Okay, go to CoinGecko, cryptocurrencies, drop-down menu, gives you categories right here. On the mobile, you can do the same thing on the mobile app. You can get this giant list of categories, and they're all different things. You can sort by all sorts of stuff, trending things. So ZK is trending. Casey sent me a meme today. She was at a ZK conference, or a ZK meeting at the conference she's at in Thailand. And the meme was just, that meme of the blonde woman who's like looking cryptically while all this math flies around her head. It was like, apparently ZK solves everything, but ZK is confusing. And it was just like on the giant whiteboard. But anyway, on categories here, you can go down and you can find wherever they are, Coinbase Ventures portfolio. Here it is. You can find Coinbase Ventures portfolio and see all of the things that Coinbase Ventures is backing / invested in. This is definitely a good thing to look at, because you will find this is the value prop from lots of people for lots of tokens. So good thing to be aware of. Definitely want to see more, but like clearly these things are doing pretty well today, this hour, and this week. But there's quite a few.
Alex, can you also show us really quick the interface? And I'd love to show Unlock Protocol as an example of how to tell where a token is trading on CoinGecko, like where you can swap for it.
So you can go right here to that page for Unlock that we were looking at. And on mobile, you just have to scroll down on the page. There's no
it's sort of like
separate
at the top of your screen.
But on desktop, you just click markets here, and you can go down. So you can swap it on Aerodrome, and you can swap it on Uniswap.
Yeah, I'm sorry my screen is so small on TikTok, everybody.
It just went to Aerodrome, because when I looked at this day before yesterday, Aerodrome did not have it yet, but they have it now. So they must have done that yesterday.
And let me really quickly say, if this went a little too fast for you, we are going to have this episode as a recording on YouTube. And we've got a free Rise Up Discord server, so that if you need to ask a question, a follow-up, Alex, where did you find that? That's the best place to do it. This is the link for it on the screen for TikTok, and I'll get it up for our friends on YouTube in just a second. And also LinkedIn. Welcome, LinkedIn. So go ahead.
One other thing I want to say about Up, as we've been talking about it, is it is correcting right now.
Yeah.
And it looks like it'll correct based on my indicators that I look at over the next week or so. So if you're looking at buying it, I would say hold off for a few days. Wait until after Thanksgiving. Yeah,
I wouldn't buy it now, and I wouldn't buy anything that's like just gone on a tear. That whatever video we played earlier where the guy was selling us the next Ethereum and it's gone up 500% in the last 7 days that's not the time I want to buy. If I'm interested in something, I'll do what Alex did. I'll put $1 of it in my wallet and then come back to it later.
Yep. I grabbed a little bit of it just to mark it. But I mean, as I texted Evan and Will when I pulled the trigger, I was like, I bought a little bit fully expecting it to go down. I mean, that was my expectation.
And shout out to
for buying a token. When you buy
it
in a bull run, expect it to go lower than the price you just paid for it. And if you're selling it, expect it to go higher, which just means don't buy the whole bag and don't sell the whole bag at the same time.
Shout out to Joe's Daily in the chat here, who said, excited you're talking about Up. I found it recently and randomly got in around 1 million by luck. Hell yeah. Absolutely.
Great snag.
Get a point for Joe. Put it on the board.
I hope you took a few profits there, Joe.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Hold forever.
Hell yeah. Just a casual 14x. Even now, where it's down 10% today.
Wodam had some information for us a couple minutes back. Thank you very much, Misty, about an unlock. If we already covered this and I was responding to something, please pardon me, but just some context. It looks like 5,000 immediately, 95,000 are coming through Sablier Stream for 1 year. And I don't know Sablier Stream specifically, but I imagine it's one of those real-time unlock things that like minute by minute, second by second, in real time, gradually releases tokens, and you can see it. It's probably governed by a smart contract. And there was an airdrop, she said, on the 1st. So thank you for the good information there. And the last bit I wanted to give about it, if you're like new to crypto, or even if you're more experienced and you don't have this research process down, or you just want to see more about how people do it, I've got 2 resources for you. The first one is at our YouTube page. Yeah, Alex is your resource.
PDF.
That's it.
It's free and it's in Discord.
It's in Discord now? Woohoo!
The quick guide, I'll have the download link here right after the show. I finished polishing it last night. And
hell yeah. Okay, so if you're so now I have 3 resources. That's number 1. Alex has a great research guide PDF that'll give you a step-by-step process. You can kind of work through, copy several websites you can add to your bookmarks. You can find it in the Discord server at discord.gg/riseup. We've also got a tutorial that's a video walkthrough in, I don't know what, like 15, 20, 30 minutes, something like that, where we go through a process that will only take you about 5 minutes with a number of websites that you should add to your crypto tool belt. It's do your own crypto research on YouTube. And then the final one is come to the Rise Up After Dark show tonight and every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central, where we take your altcoin picks and then show you how investors with different sets of metrics and different acumen go through asking questions to ascertain, would I pay more attention to this? Is it worth investing in? Where's the proof in the pudding? And we also, let our hair down, BYOB, and I give out points that mean nothing. So it's pretty fun along the way. So those are 3 resources for you. And if you're here talking about crypto, learning about it, you're in the right place. That's how we say rise up. I just got 29 comments. And oh, hey, check this out. Our friend Doug has raised his hand to come up. I'm going to bring him on up and say, if you don't know Doug, you need to give Doug a follow because he gives a great earlier than the morning show morning stream. Carol was in here earlier saying she couldn't pull herself away because the stream was so good today. So congratulations on a great stream. And
I try to bounce early, but yeah, sorry.
No, man, dude, listen, do your thing. I love seeing you stream more, and your kind of helpful content is needed. So thank you for bringing it over to us, man.
Hey, Will, how's it going? How's it going, guys? How's your trip?
Nice to hear from you.
Nice trip.
It was a great trip.
Yeah, I want to get out there one day. But first of all, I want to say happy Thanksgiving to you guys, but I'll talk to you before then. Just want to put it out there. Everyone else too.
Thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving.
The crazy drivers out there, stay away from them and try to stay off the road if you can. But I had to call out one thing right now, just because just an overall kind of macro kind of view.
Yeah.
DXY is falling as we speak. So is UST dominance, which is like, yeah. So like, I love the move up into this 108 area, which looked like if it went higher, I would be very scared for more things than crypto, but looks like we're on the way down. And the one other thing, it's hard for me to call this out because I don't interact with ETH much more, but ETH looks attractive. The ETH ecosystem. Good. Yes, the ETH ecosystem, ETH betas are things to look at. And by the way, as I'm saying this is no indication to buy, it's just things to pay attention to. So things I'm watching right now are like an LDO, Pendle, Aave, a couple other ones here too that are just looking very, very attractive to me was Injective's already on the move. But it's just trying to start looking at these, and actually too, I'm sorry, and Render again. Yeah, which is interesting because if I go back to last year around this time, right, the ones that were moving was your Injective, Render, Solana but Solana's, I think it's chill zone now for a little bit after all the nonsense that was going on there with the memes. I think that's going to be maybe just chill for a little bit. You get some attention because it should. And there's one other one too. But also I'm going with this, that if we repeat kind of that same narrative, like the same like sequence of events, to me that's a very good sign. Now, history doesn't always repeat itself, but it may rhyme. And for me, that's kind of the gauge that I'm going to use for, hey, how can I play this out over the next month? And then just start, taking profits on the way up. But it's like things look good right now.
They look really nice. And also Bitcoin dominance is getting real close to a critical zone to collapse, which would be fantastic for altcoins. Yep. It's like the perfect end of the year altcoin season recipe that's starting to really wind up now. It's nice.
No doubt. So yeah, I just wanted to share that, but things look attractive for the moment. So I'm not like aping into these positions, or like for me, I've been trying to think of a nice way to say this, that to like when you see markets move and you get that sense of like FOMO, if you can change the FOMO from where you're FOMO to buy to like FOMO to watch, to pay attention, that's kind of how I'm looking that way, because when things go up, they have to come back. So like the strength is great. That feeling of FOMO, if you're like saying like, wait, I'm not going to buy, I'm going to watch. Now all of a sudden I have a watch list of things that I want to look for an entry on. And that's how I'm positioning myself this time around, because it just becomes much easier if you're able to do that, because you don't have to worry about these larger pullbacks. You're really looking for the pullback and finding that entry that's there. So yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing.
I got this one coin that has been on my screen for the past few days. I'm just like waiting for it to get in oversold territory. I haven't mentioned it to anybody because I don't want to blast it yet because I like it. But I've let people know in the Discord. Alex and Evan both know. And I'm just like waiting for it to get back into oversold territory. And then once it does, I'll let folks know about it.
Geez, thanks for teasing them.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like
it's in the Discord. You guys are there.
Discord.
I'm already there. It is in Discord. He's not being shy.
Yeah,
I'm not being shy. It's in Discord.
It's in the Discord. The only thing missing there is you. Doug, do you have any plans for Thanksgiving aside from talking about crypto with your family?
Sorry, two other things too I got to call out. Jupe, pullback, looks watching that, and Pith. Like Pith has been waiting to break out the 40-45 cents for weeks, and it's been a pain in the ass, but like it's there. So I'm watching both those too. Sorry, to answer your question, just going to see my brother and my family, which are close distance-wise. So
well, then you'll have a little bit of time to post this list, because that's my follow-up question. Is you just gave us a whole big list of stuff to watch, and you're always good about updating charts in our Discord. But for people who maybe are like, "Whoa, I didn't have my pen at the ready," can you just throw a list of those things up there, or is the best way to find?
I can.
Also, to shill my bag a little bit too, but also it's real. Aerodrome is about to break out also. It's right at its consolidation point.
Oh my gosh.
And it's looking nice.
Doug is frantically like
120.
swap it.
I was looking for it. The 120, 135 to 120 zone was the pullback we were looking for, and it's been chilling there for a bit, and now it's ready to rip.
Once it gets above $1.43.
Yeah.
You don't want to be chasing at that. You want to just be thinking about taking profits, slowly scaling out at that point. Evan, funny you say that. I'm one day when I have time, I'm trying to work on ways to visualize the management of trade ideas, or like at least markets I want to follow, like almost like bubbles that I can almost like drop and drag different markets into to say kind of where because it's hard to see. Like I can't even. TradingView gives you options to like flag things with little different colors, but mine's a mess. It's horrible.
Yeah.
I can't manage it. So I'm trying to think of some visual way to kind of just say, these are things that I'm watching. So God bless you. To answer your question, I will look to put that somewhere, that post, at least with the ones I'm looking for. I wanted to say one more thing, but I don't want to take up all your guys' time.
Bro, listen, this is a show. That's what we do here.
Yeah,
please.
Talk show, Doug.
Yeah.
So I'm very intrigued by the TikTok dynamic of meme coins. And no, all love to Gen Z, but it's very repetitive. I'm still thinking that meta is going to die down, but the dynamic that's so crazy to me is that, so a KOL, right? So a KOL in the world, crypto, let's say before now, a key opinion leader, some good, most meh, right? They're kind of just, it's more so way like, and so what I'm seeing though, is that I started joining some of these Discords just because I'm trying to get a feel for like what the vibe is of the young gen. Kind of getting like 2020, 2021 early NFT vibes where it's just like electric Discord, where it's just like fast moving, things are there. Yeah. Everyone's excited. But what I realized yesterday, I was in one of them, they're rebranding the Discord at every time they're talking about a specific meme.
So they keep their followers.
It's not even like there is a leader that's there, but it's like a bunch of them. It's where I'm going with this. It's almost like the KOL is turning into like a swarm of them individually. So it's kind of like and all they do is they go out and they just spam TikTok chats. So it's like the previous of the Twitter and Telegram for the KOLs. Now it's like moving to Discord. But the front end now is much more of the TikTok for the promotion of the thing. It's sad though, because the majority of them die like within 2 to like 10 hours. I mean, these guys are charting tokens that even left pump.fun yet. And it's just they're just expecting to get it's
wild.
So I think it's going to fade itself out because they're essentially rugging each other. Sadly, like that's what's happening. Yeah, they don't even know they're doing it. They don't even know they're doing it.
Good riddance. Well, whatever. Doug and Will, mostly Doug. Is it fair? Will, I love you, but this is a Doug question. Although, Will, I think you do more TA than you really let on. I know you talk about it a lot, but there's the differences in the ways that people do charts. You reference them a lot. But anyway, so that's why I'm curious, just because Doug, we see this all the time where people like pull fib retracements on 6-hour-old pump.fun charts. Can you talk for a second about how pointless it is to do TA on a fresh meme?
So what I've been doing on that, yes. So anytime, and I'm just because
or am I wrong?
I'm a nice guy.
Am I wrong? Is there a way to look at those things?
No. So yes, but you need to very much understand the on-chain data first before you can even look at TA to say, because I've been doing this. I'm like, I don't usually say mean things, but I get frustrated when I see people are getting hurt. Like I'll start saying things like sarcastically. So on these TikTok lives, and I'll see them, they're like, they're doing TA, and I'm like, can't do TA on this. And they're like, why? I'm like, because I own 50% of the project, and I'm going to rug you guys. And I'm like, I'm saying it as a way of just like, hey, that someone could do that. This doesn't matter what the chart looks like. And if I'm on the other side of the equation, and let's say that is the case, I wouldn't ever rug anyone. I'm waiting for the chart to look perfect for when I'm going to make that move to basically sell, to make it basically crush the chart. And that to me, like, those are things you have to look at. So to answer your question, I use a gauge of like, I don't know, it was 250 billion's kind of my low end to say, like, that's where I maybe would be interested in looking at to chart it. And something that's been around for at least 6 months, you can then start looking at some of the lower caps. There were patterns back in the meme season 2.0, 2.5, I think we're in 3.0 right now, where you could see these lower time frame, weekly, it's been long for 2 weeks. You would see some of this consistency, but now there's so many bots and so many paid sniper bots that are 100% manipulating the market to look so good. It's like me now. It's like, oh, I see an attractive market. I'm like, they're making that look attractive because now they're trying to catch me. They're trying to get me to come in and like, oh, I want to trade that because that's a perfect setup. But I'm like, no, they're looking because they know, folks who've been around, probably bigger bags. They're like trying to get in. They're the ones they want to take out because it's a bigger bang for their buck. So, long answer to your question, you can't do TA on those things. I mean, levels are semi-important, but you just assume you can't. That's the best way to go about it.
Yep. I will, first of all, everything that Doug said is absolutely correct, unequivocally. And I do really like the insight of people getting bots to manipulate it, to make it look like healthy price action, to attract more people in. It's a really smart way to do it. That actually isn't something I thought about before, but yeah, obviously they're doing it. I do want to let people know, I'll let people in the live know, because basically the live is the Discord. But the token that I mentioned earlier, I'm not buying it right now.
Hang on, Will. You just got real choppy. Take two.
Take two.
Okay, I think you're fresh now. Give it to us.
It's good. They were good.
Test.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Better. We got you.
We good?
Yep.
Okay. So the coin that I mentioned earlier that I'm watching, granted, I've not bought it yet, but I'm looking to put a
position in.
A little bit. It's probably just like 10% of my portfolio. But it's called Morpho, Morpho. It's on Base. It's a coin that's been around its project has been around for a while. It came out in 2022. And to me, it's the best lending protocol I have ever seen. So it is currently used by Aave. It is used by Compound. And essentially what it does is it enables
big names,
those
if you're not
older,
familiar, huge names.
Very big names. And so Morpho is used by them to help get them better rates. And essentially what it does is a lending protocol, if you aren't aware, is you can go and you can borrow and earn interest. You can go and take your assets and lend them out and earn interest, right? It's like a Moonwell. I know a lot of people are familiar with Moonwell because it's on like everyone's lips right now. And so it's similar to that, but a better solution in my opinion. One of the reasons why is if you go and you lend, your coins right now, the lending protocol will just say like, hey, here are your rewards. But what Morpho does is it gives you options. You can go and select a vault. And what a vault is it's essentially an ETF product, right? And what an ETF product is it's a bunch of different things put together. And so you can open up this vault and you can see who made this vault. And they're like legitimate financial companies that are creating these vaults on Morpho. And what they are is they're a slew of different assets that you can get exposure to earn your interest off of. If you want to earn it on wrapped Ethereum, great. If you want to earn it on STETH, great. If you want to earn it on CB wrapped Bitcoin, awesome. If you want to earn it on all these different stable coins, wonderful. These curators, which you can see and can trust if they're like a financial company, you can go and you can pick and curate your own risk exposure to the assets that you are earning interest on. What that means, if you boil it down as simply as possible, is it enables me, someone who likes to use DeFi to earn interest, the ability to customize my risk exposure, which is really, really nice for people who are institutional investors and for people who are used to using DeFi over years. It's a phenomenal solution. And someone like an Aave or a Compound will use this because, yes, it is technically competition, but because you get a slew of different assets that you can earn interest from, the yield is better. So this ends up making Aave and Compound's yield more competitive. It's one of the reasons why Aave has actually shot up again recently, because it's been getting more adoption because the yields are attractive on it. You can get yield on USDC on there with 14% right now.
That's crazy.
In a vault that's made by a professional financial company.
Wow.
Which is really, really cool. So risk is down, and the ability to customize your DeFi experience and risk is up, while delivering a better and faster experience for a platform like an Aave. So I really like it. Now, there are some things to not like about this coin. One of which is it only has something like 15 or 11% of its total supply released, but that total supply isn't going to be fully released until the middle of 2028. So you have a long runway there, and the inflation isn't bad. And the inflation doesn't start to pick up until the midpoint of next year. So it's not really, you don't have to worry about that too much. The only other thing to not like about this coin in particular is the token utility is not perfect. It's just a governance token. So it's like you're not earning staking rewards and stuff like that. But I really like the solution. There are some things here to not like about the coin, but it just got listed on Base. It's only on Base and Ethereum. And I think it is very likely a coin that will be listed on Coinbase. Which is one of the reasons why I'm looking on investing in it, because it is the most friendly institutional lending platform that exists in all of cryptocurrency. And it's backed by Coinbase Ventures.
Would you compare it to the Biddle Fund in terms of like somebody who's tokenizing assets for people who are maybe more like TradFi, or this sounds like it's more of a DeFi thing?
Absolutely a solution created for institutional investors.
Yeah. Okay. How did you find this, Will?
I went on DeFi Llama into Base, and I was keeping my eyes on what platforms were getting the most money. And Morpho is the second fastest growing thing in all of Base DeFi, behind Well, and only by a little bit. And I think it'll overtake it because it is a superior solution.
Excellent.
Will,
Excellent.
You should be in sales. You should be in sales, Will.
I mean,
Just throw it out there.
maybe I'll have a career change from TikTok to sales. I am in sales, everybody.
And I want to tell you. Oh, go ahead, Alex. You go.
I just want to drill down on what Will just said, because this is the alpha.
It is.
If you want to see where money is actually going in crypto, not what's being shilled right now, not what just, TGE'd or whatever, but what is actually like getting new TVL, total value locked, more money going into that ecosystem, who's making more money, more revenues, more fees, who's trending up, all that good stuff. DeFi Llama is the alpha. The show is not sponsored by DeFi Llama, but it should be.
But it should be.
So what Will is saying here, find, the hot chain, which you can also just use DeFi Llama to figure out. So they're ranked right here on this top row by TVL. So you can see we've got 117.9 billion total value locked across all ecosystems. The majority of that is in Ethereum. Ethereum has more TVL than every other ecosystem put together, which is nothing to sneeze at.
I would call that some proof in the pudding.
I always like to remind people who tell me confidently that Ethereum is like dying and dead and about to disappear forever. No, it's not. Its TVL is continuing to go up, and it has more TVL than literally everything else in crypto combined.
Remind me to disagree with you on that in just a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do have one bit of information I want to share because it actually is time sensitive. I saw a comment that said it's being listed on Binance.
Yeah.
Is Morpho in 12 minutes will be listed on Binance Futures.
Oh, Jesus, guys.
Well, no, that's Binance Futures. It's not Binance Spot. That's different. I think what you're going to see happen is you're going to see, because right now, if you pull up Morpho's chart, it is very overextended on the 4-hour time frame. And I think once it goes live on the futures chart, you'll probably see a cool off for Morpho, because that's what tends to happen when things go live immediately on futures platforms. It overextends, then the ability to short it opens, people short it, sell it, and they profit both ways. So I have not bought any because I'm waiting for a cool off. I was wondering when that's going to happen because it's overextended. It makes total sense. It's about to happen in 11 minutes.
And really quickly, while you're touching on that, Will, can you just explain overbought, oversold, how somebody might like look at that metric?
Yeah, so my favorite metric is you can use the RSI or the stochastic RSI. If you go in and you pull up a chart, a great website for that is tradingview.com. You can pull up an indicator. I like to use the stochastic RSI. Pretty much, if the line is at the top, it's overbought and it's ready to sell. The line is at the bottom, it is oversold and it is ready to go up.
Is that what you're looking at right now, Doug?
Yeah, because I'm
I'll come back to you, Alex.
Hold on. So what Will was just talking about. So down here is the RSI itself, and I also have stochastic somewhere here as well.
I'm sorry to my friends on YouTube and
There we
LinkedIn. We're all over the place.
I was looking at it on the 4-hour time frame.
Yeah, this is a 1 hour.
Yeah, because the 4 hours.
This thing's nice. Yeah,
1 hour.
yeah.
Morpho is on base.
So I love like one thing I look for. I like the 50. I use the 50 a lot, like the 50 level on RSI, like coming down, like almost like as a bounce of like support itself. But yeah, the stochastic is interesting. It's almost just completely sideways here. But if I hide this right now, like the chart is it's attractive. Like to your point, Will, like I would love to see it like based on this announcement, right? If that comes, is to be like. Right, you get a nice move up. Everyone FOMOs in like this, and then you fall back through here, come in here, boom, and then like I would like down here, like if you get this at like low single digits on $1, that's would be
close to $1. I am buying more. So
yeah, that's how I play this.
I'll probably put. Oh, it's funny. The last live course that we had in the Discord, I was pulling up old wallets of mine, and I found $22,000. And I was like, hey! And I was like, I'm just going to throw that into Morpho. I found $22,000 of stable coins just sitting around. And then I found like an additional wallet that had like $700 in it. And I was like, oh, hey, look at this.
Don't you just love when that happens?
The other part too here, I'll say this, I'll add, is that, oh, that's fantastic. Is that, let's just say hypothetically it gets that announcement and there's other things that come out, some crazy news, right? And it continues to pump. With crypto, the best part, and I try, is that there's always an entry. There's always, let's say for somebody who doesn't come back for this for whatever reason, but as of right now, I agree with Will, that's where it is. Let's get something crazy like this, it's going to come back. It's going to come back at some point. You can find an entry up here if it does do that. But as of right now, considering the size of this and based on what you just said, Will, like that's definitely the sweet spot down here.
Yeah, like right now it's a little bit over $100 million market cap, but when it released, it was at $300 million, and it fell because the token's been being rewarded to users of the Morpho platform for 2.5 years. So people sold and made a ton of profit, but now we're past the point where those people are done selling, and now Morpho token is able to run. And I think I would say nothing's a guarantee, but I would say there's a 90% chance it gets listed on Coinbase.
Alex, I know you got some metrics up too, and I'm happy to swap back and forth if you have a thing.
That's all I want to share was just at that level.
No, this is great. Somebody compared it to.
It gives me confidence knowing that Doug gets excited about it when I tell him.
Well, now I got to figure out how I'm going to buy it.
Well, you can swap on Uniswap or Aerodrome. You can use a Coinbase wallet would probably be the easiest thing to do. If you're looking, this is a great experiment. You can do what Alex just did earlier with Unlock Protocol. You do not have to. We are not suggesting you ape into this. If you don't know why you're going to buy it, let alone how to buy it or sell it, you don't need to be doing that. But what you could do, and I think is a great experiment, is if you don't have a Coinbase wallet, that's a great hot wallet. This show's not sponsored by Coinbase, but it'll allow you to move around lots of different networks. You will hold your own keys, so you're going to learn something about self-custody, and you can start swapping on decentralized exchanges like Uniswap and Aerodrome Finance, where this token lives. You can bookmark our Do Your Own Research video or Alex's research guide to see how to look up where cryptocurrency tokens are traded on CoinGecko. All this is totally free, and then you can just load it with like $10 of USDC from your credit card. They make it easy. In 10 minutes, you can be on that site. Looking back and forth between the PDF, you can buy $5 of this token to incentivize yourself to look a little more. Absolutely don't ape into this thing. That's not what we're talking
One
about
thing
here. It's
I'll
not get
also
rich
say
quick.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Is Morpho is a base. I mean, it's an Ethereum token, has been for years, but it's a base token now, right? And what's interesting is that it has so quickly been listed on Binance's futures market, which means the Morpho team has money and they want to push it onto exchanges. In the first few moments of it being out, it was put on Bybit and was put on one other exchange as well. I forget the name of it. But the Binance listing is most interesting because this is a base token. Binance is a competitor with Coinbase, right? So Binance is smart contracts. BSC is a competitor to Base, right? Direct competitors. There's been a narrative that said like Aerodrome won't get listed on Binance because Binance is a competitor, right? And Aerodrome's the main piping for Base. But this is an immediate bit of evidence against that, where the door is definitely open for an Aerodrome and other Base tokens to one day get listed on Binance, so long as Binance can make enough money off of the trading volume. So that's, I think, a good sign of confidence that Base tokens absolutely can and most likely will one day get listed on Binance.
And make no mistake, Coinbase is trying to be the front door of Web3, of the on-chain internet. And most people right now, there's a really great chart. When I disagree with you, Alex, about inflows and ETH's dominance, there's a chart I'll show later. Maybe I have it in my pictures, that ETH is losing money and Base is gaining money. It's weird because Base is technically on top of Ethereum. But in terms of like generating fees from revenue and stuff like that, it's the front door and people aren't even here yet.
I think that's fair. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I think that's fair. My only point is that, and Base is by all accounts absolutely crushing it in terms of getting TVL and growing and generating fees and revenue. Like Jesse posts the metrics of on-chain fees. That chart just looks like a fucking
And the TVL chart is huge too. You know, they're cooking.
Yeah, this is the TVL chart. It is just sending. However, my only point when I say that ETH is the king is that still to this day, despite, if we switch this over and look at ETH's TVL chart as well,
Alex, you're
much longer time frame here. This is all of it, but ETH is also sending up right now, and there's a lot more history, like, you know, to see. So like this goes all the way back to last bull run, but you know, like we've been sending on ETH since all year. It's just been cruising too. And to my point, ETH, like someone posted, you know, when Solana like made that massive move and everyone was like, oh my god, it's going to kill Ethereum. And then Ethereum added Solana's entire market cap in one day on one candle. You cannot overstate the power and dominance of ETH in the ecosystem conversation right now. And my point is just to push back against the people who try to tell me that like this bull run or next year Ethereum is going to disappear. Like, you're out of your goddamn mind. But the reason I had DeFi Llama pulled up here really quick, just to highlight the strength of Will's point on discovery for this kind of thing, because this truly is genuine alpha. Pick the ecosystem you're curious about, or keep it on all. So in this case, we're looking at Base because Base is cruising. And you come down here and you can see this big list of protocol rankings.
Can you do that zoom in thing you did, Alex,
Yes.
too?
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry.
No, you're good. So this is protocol, and Evan, if you just keep your camera there, I'll center it to put over on what I want you to look at. So just
God bless
I just want
you.
to clarify one thing. You'll see Morpho Blue there. That is the original name. They did rebrand to just Morpho, just FYI.
Thank you.
Got it. I was going to ask you about that. So
Mighty Morpho.
you can look at so just if you're just jumping in, this is the alpha. We're on DeFi Llama. We're looking at Base specifically. Will was describing how he found Morpho, and what he's talking about is down here on protocol rankings. You can see the protocol in question along this side here. If we go over a little bit, category, what are we looking at? Whether it's a DEX, is it a lending protocol? yield, RWA, more dexes, yield aggregators, whatever. Come over here. We've got TVL, so ranked by TVL currently, although you can flip this list and rank by whatever you want. 1 day change, 7 day, 1 month. Fees. You can sort by fees. This is how much money are they making in fees. Revenue. Right here, you can sort by revenue in 24 hours, which is another cool thing that you can just check. If anyone is like trying to tell you that something that's sending is cruising, you can come over here and you can look and see whether or not it actually deserves to be sending. Are they actually making any money to sustain themselves as a business, or is this a hype driven, speculation play in the markets right now?
Especially if you're looking at a DeFi protocol, revenue, I would say, without hesitation, is like one of the top indicators of, is this hype? Does the token's value justify its price?
Yeah.
But one interesting thing about Morpho too, they don't have any fee generation, and that's on purpose because they've raised $100 million, so they have all the money they need to run, and they've left the decision up to the community of whether or not to turn on fees.
Very interesting.
So we'll see. That may come one day. So if you look at Morpho Blue's revenue, it looks bad because it's zero. But if you look at transactions on it, it's just growing exponentially.
Just goes to show you, none of this stuff is stuff you have to take it into context, because I would dismiss it if I didn't know that.
Yeah.
To that point, TVL on Morpho here, that's a B. Right there. Fees, annualized fees, if you stretch out, 33.4 million. You can come over here too and you can check, all these different things. So here's the chart for dollar inflows to the protocol.
You can even chart their tweets. I love that.
Yep.
So the TVL's $1.3 billion and the market cap's 100. Not that that's a metric. Is that what you just said?
So that is on Ethereum mainnet. If you look at base, their TVL is like 189.
Oh, got it. Sorry, Alex. Keep going. Thank you.
Yep, no worries.
They've been around for 2.5 years, so they have 1.3 billion TVL.
Got it.
This is just another great place to get a bunch of information too, because you have protocol information down here. You've got contract addresses. You've got links out to the Blockchain Explorer. Actually, this is interesting too. DeFi Llama categorizes and catalogs hacks and exploits that the protocol and the platform has suffered. What happened, when it happened, how much it happened for, and then a link out to the source to read about it. This is cool too. I didn't even notice this before, but they have a methodology breakdown where they give you what all of these different terms and things that you're going to see as you're reading about these projects means. Dude, DeFi Llama is kind of killing it. Bullish.
Seriously killing it.
It's my favorite tool. It's my go-to for everything. Also, I'm just a DeFi guy. Like that's what I invest in. So it's like, it's my crack. It's my crack.
Where are they based at? Where are they based out of? Are they a US company?
Never looked at it before.
Interesting.
Speaking of crack, I just want you to know, for the people who are on YouTube who can see our Rise Up Morning Show logo, I found out last night that Kim, my love, refers to it as your crack baby logo. She said it looks like if Ren and Stimpy and Tommy from the Rugrats had a baby. And I was like, yeah,
that's
baby.
accurate.
That's the point.
Yeah, baby.
Tommy Pickles.
Yeah, right. Tommy Pickles on coffee and crack. Okay, listen.
So I think we've nailed and beaten Morpho into the ground in a positive way.
Absolutely.
The last thing I'd say is I have not bought any Morpho. I will buy it probably around the same area where Doug will. Anything close to $1, I'm looking to I'll put like 20 grand into it and any other pennies and quarters that I can find underneath my sofas. And after that, I'm going to let everyone on our Discord know that I will post a video in 24 hours and give everyone an open window to try to get in before, I make a video and it goes out to the masses.
Which is a perfect way to say that if you're not in the Discord yet, you absolutely need to be there. It's totally free. We share all kinds of information there, and it's the best way to get connected with all the resources related to our show. If you want to ask us a question, if you want to find our how to do your own research guide, Doug is there, Will is there, Alex is there, I am there, and so many more learners at all levels of experience, from beginner to advanced, just like you. You're the only thing missing, so join us there. Now, it is about that time where we ride our dogs and ponies off into the sunset. So I would love to go around and do a quick round of questions, suggestions, good jokes, words of wisdom, and final thoughts. And spoiler alert, I'm going to start with you today, Doug, because you're our honored guest. But I want to tell folks tonight, while he collects his thoughts, is Rise Up After Dark. It's 7 p.m. Central. We're going to have Evan McMullen of Bravado ID. If you feel like you're getting the alpha here, then just wait till you hear Evan talk. I don't just love her because she has a great name. She is really a mover and shaker in this space, building real stuff that people will be using in the future. She used to work at Consensus. She's been focused on decentralized identity, solving the problem of giving you permission over your data online and off, so that you can attest to things about yourself without giving away all that information. Really, really cool person, awesome brain, and you don't want to miss it. Plus, we'll probably talk about more tokens. So if you've got questions, leave them below or leave them in the Discord. And then, Doug, man, what's your final thought before we ride our dogs and ponies into the sunset?
On the spot here, I would say we are in, like, again, based on, I say, overall kind of hypothesis of, we have a nice couple 6 weeks ahead of us at least, is that we're in, say, inning 2 maybe, and at this time, especially for markets that haven't pumped, keep your greed and FOMO in check, and you will be thank me in 6 weeks, because right now is the time to just have your place, just like the I was gonna say mofo. Morpho, right? That's like there's a plan there, right? Will is a plan. Like, that's something to keep you, like, have a bunch of those, right? And you be aware of what I want to enter, but you don't want to be chasing. You keep your FOMO in check and use low leverage. If not, even better, don't use leverage at all, just by spot. And when things start moving, and if you haven't been here before in a bull run, you will, when they move, you'll know. You want to be in the position to slowly take profits and then move it somewhere else or put it in your bank, right? So you want to have that mindset, because you are going to miss things, and that's okay. So wait for it to come back, or look somewhere else. But that's why crypto's great. There's so many markets, so many opportunities, and yeah, that's what I got.
Tech CEO says Doug's getting paid. Yeah. And I hope you are, man. I hope your work pays off. No. I mean, we hope that all the work that you do pays off big time and gains this cycle.
One day, Paul. But yeah, thank you.
One day.
Absolutely. Will, brother, you want to go next?
Yes, because I actually have some macro data that released an hour ago for folks.
Hell yeah.
So the Q3 GDP numbers for the United States were 2.8%. That's very good and was in line with expectations. So
this is a growth.
Wrong sound. Sorry. Trying to ding you.
Way to rug the man.
Sorry.
Also, the Q3 core PCE data, which is a measurement of inflation data, beat expectations. So that was good. We did have a miss on consumer spending, which is a little concerning. And in fact, the miss was it only increased by 3.5% instead of 3.7%, which was the forecast. That is still bigger than last quarter at 2.8%, but still, we missed expectations there.
Will, question about that metric specifically. Do you, part A of the question, do you know why or what you would suggest that decline is from? And two,
Hurricanes.
one of the things that, sorry?
Hurricanes. You had hurricanes and strikes. That means people weren't getting paid and people didn't have infrastructure to work around. So you had a lot of people not making money. If you don't make money, you don't spend money.
Got it. Thank you.
I'll add one thing to that, if you don't mind. Sorry, I know my time's up, but
No.
There. I think personal spending and your consumer spending is probably going to be the number one indicator for a gauge of when and if there's a next contraction, like recession. Right? Because as right now, for millennials, for the most part, is that I read a study somewhere where they're like, I'm realizing, like, I don't need stuff anymore. It's like I have everything I need. Like, I'm fortunate, I have that. It's like I'm dialing things back just because of that nature. Now, other people too. You look at credit card debt, all time high. Like, there's auto loan debt. Like, there's a lot of other they're there. It's kind of so really the spending part of the equation, because I don't know if the metric's still the same, but 2/3 of the U.S. economy is based on people buying shit.
Yeah.
and we stop buying shit, that's no one likes that. And all of a sudden, then that's where things start the ripple effect happens. So also keep an eye on your bigger retailers, like your Lowe's or Home Depots, for their guidance. Those are ones too to keep out for. I think there's a couple others you used to like look for, but consumer spending is definitely one of the easiest macro measures to follow, because it's you live it every day, right? So those behaviors kind of trickle into your macro trends.
Yeah. We did get some more good data too. So jobless claims data beat expectations, continuing jobless claims data beat expectations, and durable goods orders also beat expectations. Jobs market, you guys get that. Durable goods orders, these are orders of manufacturers. So it's a sign that the manufacturers are ordering a lot of things to produce. That, however, is entirely driven by Trump's tariffs that are coming. You have businesses who are front loading the supplies that they need to manufacture goods before tariffs make them more expensive.
Yeah, and you had a great video on that I want people to know about. Check out Will's profile for lots of great videos, but there was a really good breakdown of the tariffs, what they mean, how they're likely to affect you in the coming months.
Yeah, I made a couple videos on them. There was one I made yesterday. There are a couple that are pinned too. So go in, learn, have a good time. Economics are fun.
Important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something I've noticed too, it definitely points to kind of that disparity that people feel like, economically, even, as we say, like on paper, things in the economy look fantastic. Does that necessarily translate to like everyone feeling like they're having a great time? 100% no, like it absolutely doesn't. Because like as you look at that like socioeconomic status divide out on Tybee right now, very expensive vacation homes are still renting like crazy because people in that like upper bracket are just spending like nuts. But it's interesting that it doesn't translate to like general consumer spending. So depending on like through which lens you're looking at things anecdotally in your own personal like economic situation, it's just worth it to consult the broader data, because it's not indicative necessarily of like the overall trend. If you lived in the little microcosm on Tybee, you would literally think like, oh, it's great, but it's like they're all millionaires. Of course, they're spending like crazy because they have the money, which also just goes to show trickle down is bullshit.
Ding.
Anyway, ding, ding, ding.
Yep. Alex, have you got a final thought, question, suggestion?
Yes, several. I'm going to rapid fire several final thoughts.
When a new mug?
Actually, I do have a mug mock-up. There, I'll rug you to say we're working on maybe some merch for the conference that might trickle its way into your store soon. And I'll tell Tori the surprise is that I was playing around with some mock-ups for a No Data Just Vibes shirt so that we can support Tori's fantastic artwork. I think everybody would love that. Maybe a Rise Up shirt and definitely a mug featuring the new logo. So stay tuned. We'll put those things in Discord and we'll probably tease them on the show a little bit. But Alex, I rugged you, man.
So a couple headlines that I had pulled up for today that we just didn't cover. We don't have time. We can go through them. If you're interested, you can put stuff. I'll put the articles in Discord. But as we mentioned, Binance Futures a little bit earlier, they've launched a stable coin along with Binance Futures, BFUSD, that boasts a 38.98% APY for futures trading. I don't know. The first thing I thought was I was getting Terra flashbacks, so I guess keep an eye on that one. And then two, Solana officially yesterday now crossed $100 billion of DEX trading volume.
100 billion with a wow.
$100 billion.
Ooh,
Solana DEX trading volume. That's not to be confused with the fact that Solana also crossed $100 billion market cap and then stayed there, setting two all-time highs in the last 2 weeks, market cap and price. Wild.
Absolutely.
So, other than that, I'm excited for After Dark. I think we've got some good suggestions. I put Unlock on the docket. We can really quickly overview it tonight just for that crowd as we go through. I'm excited to talk to Evan again. It's been a long time. For anyone who doesn't know, we had her on the podcast ages ago, back when we were little itty bitty baby show. God, I don't know when that episode aired, but it has to be pushing 2 years ago now. It was a minute.
And it was fantastic. Honestly, it's a precursor to the work she does now. She was at Disco then doing DIDs. Now she's at Bravado. They've merged with what used to be Polygon ID. So it's heavy hitters in the space. And she has that gift like Chris Dixon does, like many people in our space do. I wish more people had, to make complex things just crystal clear and make you have a light bulb moment when she opens her mouth. So definitely
100%.
check it out. And for people who are asking, where can I see this live? We record all these lives. We simultaneously broadcast them to YouTube, now to LinkedIn. We're going to be on Instagram and Facebook soon. So you can tell your parents at Thanksgiving that that's where we'll be. Or if you are the parent or, the grandparent and you'd rather watch us on your TV, you're in luck. You can find us on YouTube by searching Faceless Labs or the Rise Up Morning Show. All of our links live at discord.gg/riseup and the riseupmorningshow.com, which is where you can buy this cool mug and all the merch we have. But I'm going to use my final thought to make good on a promise I made at the start of the show, which is, Alex, do you remember what I said I would share with people? I told them I would share the new puppy. So here it is. Alex, you got to give this sweet little baby. What's going on here, Alex? Who's this?
That is Arlo. He is 7 days old right now. Well, actually today is his 8th day on this planet. I was cleaning kennels at the rescue, and turns out that one of the dogs we had found as a stray was pregnant, and we didn't know. She gave birth while I was cleaning kennels. I found Arlo and his little brother, who unfortunately did not make it, as is sadly the case with lots of teeny tiny little litters. Mom's not doing great, so she was unable to care for them, and so we brought them home, and Christina is currently bottle feeding Arlo every 3 hours on round the clock. So her alarm goes off every 3 hours. She sleeps in between them. And he can't do really anything for himself. Blind, deaf. Interestingly, they can't smell yet either. So we are, but he's strong. He's killing it right now. He's really fingers crossed for the little guy.
And Alex, where can people support the work that you do at Lovable Paws Rescue if they love animals and they want to help?
Right here.
Oh yeah, I'll stop my share and you can start yours. And while you're pulling it up, rug me and tell me, do you take crypto?
We do. Yeah, I take everything. I made it as easy as humanly possible to send us money.
Excellent. And when you pull it up, I'll show it to the folks on TikTok. This is Lovable Paws Rescue. I have been there. Word on the street is Alex might take Will and I there when we're in Georgia a little later this month.
You're both going.
So get ready for that. It's great.
Yep.
It's a wonderful place.
For sure.
I'll talk to you guys. We are doing that, right?
We are doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, we are confirmed. Okay. I lied. Another.
You got another final thought?
Yeah. So Evan and I are traveling to the Emergence Conference next week. We will not be on the show on Monday for sure. Tuesday. Sorry, I can't. I don't know.
Yeah, I might be able to make it Monday. I'm not sure.
Monday should be fine. Tuesday we'll be flying to Prague. We were invited and graciously sponsored to attend by the Stellar Foundation, and we'll be attending Stellar's marketing intensive on Wednesday, which we are looking to do some content for and broadcast, even though they specifically said we don't have to. They just wanted us to come, which was very nice of them. So we'll be there. If you have questions or you want to see anything about that conference, let us know. We'll be there. Hopefully we'll be able to do some shows. The shows will end up being at about 2 p.m. our time when we're there. So we might be able to make something happen. It's kind of a decent time.
A little lunch break.
Never once in my life have I said that I don't like Stellar. This is a phenomenon. This is a phenomenon in crypto, wherein if I'm not a maximalist, it means I hate it, and that really pisses me off.
I will absolutely die on this hill.
I just don't like it enough to invest in it. That's for me.
Yeah, I'm not invested, but one of my very good friends works there. I have had this conversation with her. She's aware. She's a marketing person. They're working on a rebrand. I'm very willing to give them the benefit of the doubt and see what comes out of this. They're doing good work. I don't know. I don't hate it. I'm not obsessed with it. I don't know. It's a titan of the space. You can't disagree with me that Stellar's kind of a big deal. Don't come for me. Anyway. Anyway, we will be there.
So perfectly.
Look for us there next week. The following week.
Oh yeah, that's right. Have we even announced this on the show?
I don't even know. The following week, starting on the 16th of December, both Will and Evan will be in Savannah with me. We're gonna be staying and hooking up one of my property management clients with some content at their house. And we're going to stay there. We're going to be staying there and hooking up for an entire week and streaming it live. So if you're not on the OnlyFans, this is your cue.
This is my OnlyFans.
Oh my God, the show that makes me question my life choices every time I join. And if that's you, then we're so sorry, but you are the best part of the Rise Up Morning Show. So thank you so much for being here with us.
Ronan goes, hydrate. Absolutely. Bullish on hydration. Well done. But no, we're gonna be broadcasting this show together from the same location. So Evan's got the mobile podcast set up. We're gonna set up the whole thing at this incredible property that I'm very excited to show you guys around, because I'm trying to set up a marketing plan for them and their property for like remote work destination, like work retreat kind of things on Tybee. So we're gonna be there to put proof in the pudding, as Evan would say, that is the case for that property. So I'm excited, but we'll all be there together. And I'm going to make both Evan and Will, well, Evan's done it already. I'm going to make both of them come to the rescue with me and scrape dog shit. So we're going to have a great time.
I absolutely die on this hill.
Join the Discord. The show lives 24/7 there, because we do need to wrap it up. We stayed very long today.
Yeah. Will, did you have a last thought, brother?
That was my macroeconomics.
No, I thought you were going to say something. I'm sorry. Then I will get us out of here and tell you, if you're not there yet, the Discord is the place to be. But then you can also come back here live 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Thursday, and Wednesday night at 7 p.m. for Rise Up After Dark. Doug is streaming in the mornings before us. Are you starting at 6 Central, Doug?
6:30 Central.
6:30 Central. Great technical analysis, great thoughts, no hype. That's what we're here for. We want to help you understand crypto, whether you're curious, whether you're skeptical, whether you're a beginner or you're building in the space full time. You are the best part of this show, and we couldn't do it without you. So, my friends, thank you so much for tuning in for another great episode. We will see you next time. And until then, stay safe, be well, rise up, everybody.